Hello, everyone. Holy Moses. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, November 1st, if you're watching this live. Oh my goodness. I really felt the call to jump on. Right, I only have a few minutes, but I really wanted to jump on because I just need to share a little bit about the energies right now. If you're watching this live, maybe you need this reminder. But it's really, really intense. There's a lot going on the planet right now. Whether you're feeling it or not, right? There's no judgment around whether you're feeling intensity or not. And I'm not just talking about the United States or the election. I'm just talking about this real heavy energy on the planet. And it's a real strange energy right now. I think it's interesting. We live in a world where there's this deep program that we aren't allowed to talk about the heaviness or the difficulties we have or the challenges. We're supposed to stay positive. We're supposed to find gratitude. We're supposed to, stay in these watching my friend's dog. Stay in these high vibe spaces. And I had a session this morning. I just want to share this with you because we're shifting into frequencies and times right now where anything other than just being in what is the denial of what is. And it's not about trying to somehow positive think your way out of it, but instead actually master it. And the mastery of it is realizing that it's not you, and that there's this very, very uncomfortable thing called flow state, right? And how to be in energies that you actually don't have control over. And the analogy I made, so this is for anybody that is really going through it right now in terms of just what is all of this that I'm feeling? Why do I feel so heavy? Why do I feel so low? So kind of maybe you just want to sleep in the bed all day like I do, not having motivation, whatever. Maybe life is great, right? Maybe all you want to do is go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. I don't know what your life is like right now. But I want you to imagine this is what's happening to a lot of us. You're a fish in a fishbowl, okay? This isn't okay. Just gonna not look at the comments. You're a fish in the fishbowl, and you've got a great life in the fishbowl. You have family and friends, and you're healthy. You've got, you're being fed, right? So there's food coming into the fishbowl. So there's gratitude in the as a fish in the fishbowl. There's gratitude. I'm so happy that I have this life, but the fish tank is being shaken. Okay, so it's like this, and you're this little fish in there, and you don't have control over the shakiness. And you can be grateful all you want over all the things that you have inside this fishbowl, but it's still being shaken. So there's still this experience you're having, okay, that you don't have control over. And this is the energies that are outside of us right now, right? The energies that we're feeling. And then how it impacts you is maybe you're exhausted, maybe you're irritated, maybe you just feel really depressed. Maybe you're feeling like you have no motivation to do things. I don't know how it's impacting you, but it is not something that you can get out of, right? And no matter how much positive thinking you do, or no matter how much gratitude you have, there is something happening that is outside of your own ability to control it. And what's happening right now on the planet, and this will continue to happen, is that we are learning how, first of all, to understand that we're not in control. And the more that we think we're in control, the more that we're going to be in a real massive state of suffering. So you got to start handing it over to something bigger than you, right? You got to start praying. And whether you're religious or not religious, praying is recognizing that the little you that has tried to be in control for so long doesn't know how to do this. And if we continue to think that we're going to be able to stop the shaking, we're going to miss what we're here to actually remember and understand, which is that this evolution in human consciousness is about learning how to be in all of this and learning how to hand it over to something that's just bigger, that's got us. And there is a calm and a peace that can be found in the midst of that shake, okay? That isn't about you positive thinking. It isn't about you trying to find all of these just increase your frequency or just meditate into some sort of 5D state or just change your emotions. That's a state of control, right? It's still the little I trying to control everything. And where we actually find the most amount of peace right now and the most amount of calm is handing it over. Handing it over. Whether you're handing it over to God, whether you're handing it over to Spirit, whoever you're handing it over to, whatever you're handing it over to. Handing it over to friends and to family members and sharing with them your experience. But not making you wrong. Not making it bad or you bad. Most people aren't talking about this. They're not talking about it because we live in a world that's programmed to not talk about it. This is the evolution in human consciousness. This is the spiritual battle that we are in. This is how we evolve as one collective frequency, collective consciousness. And the more that we believe the programming of don't complain by talking about it, don't share, the less empowered we are. The more these energies outside of us got us, they get us. So just think about that for a moment. The more you sit quietly with your own pain and suffering and depression, the more you say to yourself, there's something wrong with me, I shouldn't be feeling this and I shouldn't share this with people. Because if I share this, then it means that I'm a dark person or a negative person. Or all that's doing is allowing these energies outside of us to keep us in that state of fear, in that state of woe is me, there's something bad or wrong with me, right? It just perpetuates that. And what we need to be doing is talking about the authenticity of what we're experiencing, just being authentic, being vulnerable, being okay with not being okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel depressed. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to feel unmotivated. It's okay to feel any of it. Again, I want you to imagine that you're a fish in the fishbowl and the fish tank is being shaken and you're feeling it all and you're saying to yourself, I shouldn't be feeling this. I should just be positive all the time. I shouldn't be complaining. I should just force myself. It's like you're inside a fishbowl and that bowl is being shaken. Have you lost your mind? Of course you're going to feel what you're feeling. And the fish is like, no, I shouldn't be feeling those things. It's like, that doesn't even make any sense. Make that make sense. You're in a fish tank that's being shaken. The water's going all over the place and you're not supposed to be feeling what you're feeling. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, and I just really hope that we can start to recognize that we need each other more than ever right now. We need to be able to just share our struggles, what we're going through. It's intense. The more we pretend it's not, the more we ignore it, negate it, bypass it, pretend, the more it has us. it's got us if we just pretend, if we try to, somehow, act like it's not there. This deep, deep programming of, don't talk about it and it goes away. Or if you talk about it, you're making it worse. No. If the fish is going like this because the tank's being shaken, you think the fish talking about what it's experiencing is going to make the fish tank shaking worse? The fish isn't in charge of the shaking. What it's in charge of is how it's responding to the shaking. You're responsible for how you're responding to what's happening. What that means is if you are beating yourself up, if you are trying to force yourself to not feel what you're feeling, if you are ignoring it, if you are making it wrong or making it bad, you just want to pay attention to that. There is nothing freaking wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with the fish that is in a tank that is being shaken. The entire planet is being shaken right now. It is intense, it is dark, it is heavy, it just is what it is. You're in a fish tank that is shaking. And you're looking around and there's all these fish that are trying to pretend that they're not in a fishbowl that is shaking crazily, where one day you're fine and the next you're not, where there's too much stimulation and you need to just find absolute quiet, where your body, your physical body is experiencing things that you don't understand and you're blaming yourself, or you're trying to believe that if you somehow, change your mind, that's going to stop the shaking on the planet. It's not. What we're in right now is a moment that could be months or years, but it's a moment where we are realizing that the control that we thought we had, we don't have. And what we actually have control over is our response to life. And the courage to be in that fishbowl while something outside of the fish tank is shaking it. And a deep relaxation into something much bigger than the little fish that thinks that it's in charge of everything. And it realizes, wow, there is something so much bigger happening, right, to this entire fish tank and all the water inside of it. And there's this beautiful, miraculous shift that's happening on the planet. And I got to get out of my little mind thinking that it's just about me trying to control everything. And that there may be some really big thing that's happening right now. And I'm learning every moment how to get through this, how to be in this, how to support other people through this, how to be there for other people, how to listen, how to pray for people, how to pray for yourself, how to pray for this entire planet. The power of prayer right now. People need you. People need you. You need you. Right? We need to be more honest and authentic and vulnerable in what we're experiencing. And the more that we can do this, the more we will realize we're not alone. Right? And that we're not doing this alone, and that it's okay. And we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Like, let's talk about it more and more and more. There's anger, there's irritability, there's frustration, there's exhaustion. There's also joy and peace and calm and gratitude. Everything is in that fishbowl. Everything's in the fishbowl. Every experience that you ever get to have is in the fishbowl, right? The entire quantum field is in the fishbowl. everyone who feels angry is not vaccinated. I was never vaccinated and I feel angry. So that is absolutely not true. Quite the statement, my friend. So in the fishbowl, there is the quantum field, which means that every experience that you could ever have is in there. Okay? And what's happening is that there is an evolutionary shift or shake. And that is what we are experiencing right now, right? That is that's the up and down, ins and outs. And really what we're being asked to look at or to become aware of is that, you know, there are a handful of sides to the awakening, like a diamond, okay? And one side of that diamond is, you know, awakening to the conspiracies that are true, you know, the government stuff and the pharmaceutical stuff and you know, all the stuff that you're learning about. That's just one side of the awakening. One. There are so many other sides to this awakening. And we have to start to open ourselves up to everything else that we are being asked to become aware of in this awakening. And a real big piece of this awakening is, first of all, not just to focus on all the stuff that you're learning about the dark entities and aliens and reptilians and the government doing this and the Illuminati and all that stuff. That's just there as part of it. But you're being called to come into soul. You're being called to connect to God. You can call God whatever you want. If you want to call it source, call it source. But it's much bigger than this very confined human experience. And it's an aspect of you. And so, you know, one of the biggest parts of this awakening right now that you're in is the reintroduction or reintroducing of yourself to soul, which is in here. And you're going to be pummeled into soul more and more and more. I got to go, but just be gentle with yourselves. Really. Be honest. Be authentic. Be raw. Be vulnerable. Don't hide. Don't pretend. Because the more that you can be fully vulnerable and transparent around what you're experiencing, you are gifting other people that same opportunity. But if you just pretend that everything's fine because that's just the way the world works, then the next person that's coming up and is really wants to express themselves isn't going to feel like they can, because they're going to play in the program as well. There's nothing wrong with describing what it feels like to be inside a fishbowl and the fishbowl is shaking and you're just in it experiencing it. So experience the shaking of the fishbowl right now. You're inside of something. It's called an evolutionary shift in human consciousness. And all the energy around you is the shaking. And you're just responding or reacting to that shaking, right? So be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with others. And really open yourself to others right now. People need love and support. They need it. I love you guys.